So we're going to start off talking about perimeter first. I did this with my first class as well, and it was interesting some of the things they came up with. Why do you think we care about perimeter or whatever? Do anything with perimeter. Why is it important? Isaac? Okay, be specific, not just things about the house. Charleston, what would I do? No, that's area. Connor.
Like for carpentry or something?
For what?
Like carpentry? Like you have to know like...
If you're a carpenter, possibly, but what would I be cutting? Zoe, what do you think?
Like if you carpet maybe?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Brooke?
If you want like a fence in your backyard, like how much fencing you want?
Okay, fencing is a big one. So if you see something about fences, it's usually a perimeter problem. What's another real world thing where you're going to need to know? Yep.
The outline of the house, like sort of like...
Why would you care about the outline of the house though?
You have to measure the square inches of the house to find its value.
Right, square inches is different from perimeter. Perimeter is just straight line business. Yep.
A garden maybe?
A garden, good. So fences for yards. If I want to make a garden, absolutely. Every room in your house has something around the outside of the room. Avery? Trim or baseboards. I usually call them baseboards. In my house, the chore that Reagan usually gets is taking a wet cloth and trying to clean all the dust and junk off the baseboards because they get gross real fast. Yeah.
Like if you're building a house, to see where you want to put the walls.
Okay, so planning out a house. A big thing with house is buying furniture. If you were putting a giant sectional in a game room and you block the door, the kids usually don't care if they have to jump over a couch to get through the front door, but I would. So buying furniture, you have to plan, you have to measure, so perimeter is good. I'm going to stop right there. So with perimeter, I've got these little guys that I introduce to help you remember what you do with which. And meet perimeter man. What do you notice about him?
It looks like Einstein. His hair is amazing.
His hair is amazing. It's very spiky, okay? But perimeter man has some limitations. He cannot count the inside of the box. This is the shock zone. One time he crossed the line and you can see what happened to him. He may not have any hair left as he goes in again. So perimeter man can run around and he adds up all the outside. So if this is 10, he's going to add 10 and 5. Is he done?
No.
No, because he has to add up all the sides. So if this side's 10, that means this side's 10 and this side is 5. So could he do 10 plus 5 plus 10 plus 5? Sure. Could he do 10 plus 10 plus 5 plus 5? Sure. Could we quicken it up a bit and do 10 times 2 plus 5 times 2? So you're going to see a lot of different ways of calculating this for rectangles. All of them are going to get you to the same answer, which is what for this one? What's the answer? 30. Good. So perimeter man, he adds the outside. That's his job. And he's done. Squares are a little different because you can shortcut the squares. If I give you this square here and I say this side is 4 inches, how could I calculate the perimeter of that square? Catherine?
You could do 4 times 4.
I could do 4 times 4. How else could I do it? That wouldn't be wrong.
4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4.
I could do 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, or if I want to shorten my job, 4 times 4, and my answer would be 16 inches. Be really careful about what unit they're using. I know a lot of my middle school friends have told me that if they don't put the unit, they get points off or it's counted wrong. So you might as well get used to that. I won't do that, but please be careful about the units. Sometimes I'll give you quizzes and they'll give you inches around the box, and then they'll give you what looks like the right answers, but put 16 centimeters to trick you. Happened this morning to some people. So with perimeter, guys, we're looking at stuff going around things. All my bulletin boards here in the room are going to show you if you calculate how much the border is. I'm just measuring the outside. This is a review from 3rd grade and 4th grade. You're going to have a lot of wonky shapes, though, that look like they fell out of a Tetris game somewhere. And they're not going to give you all the sides. So if I have this figure here, and that's 7 centimeters, this is 6 centimeters, this is 2 centimeters, and this is 3 centimeters. How could I calculate the perimeter of this wonky little shape? Ezra, what are you looking at?
7 minus 3 is for 4.
So he's noticing here that it's 7 from here to here. This whole length is 7. So he's doing 7 minus 3 to find my missing link here, which is 4. Good. Now, can I just add up all of those and say I'm done? No. Am I missing one more side?
Yes.
So Zoe, how would I figure out this missing length?
Well, 1, you can cut 6 in half. I mean, no.
That won't work for this one.
Minus 2 minus, 2 minus 6. 6 minus 2.
So we're going to subtract 2 from 6. 6 minus 2, and I get 4. I like 4s today for some reason. Now, do I have enough to add them all up together? I'll tell you right now, the thing I see kids do that mess them up on this is they start writing down the numbers and they forget one of the sides. If you don't need to do this, don't, but this is just a strategy so you don't accidentally forget, because that's what I see kids do. Sometimes if you want to make sure you don't miss one, I cross, I write, 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 I cross, and I write. Now, are there different numbers that I can put together and make groups of 10s and make this easy? Yeah. Can I add the 3 and the 7 first and make a 10?
Yeah.
Can I add 4 plus 4 plus 2 and make a 10?
Yeah.
And then just bring down this extra 6 here and make a 26 centimeters? Good. So do you see how I'm like writing them all out and then combining different groups? You can move the numbers around as long as they're all adding or multiplying because of what property? Do you remember? Where the numbers get in their cars? Which one is it?
Distributive.
Nope.
Nope.
Commutative, because the numbers get in their cars and they drive around. Give me a thumbs up if we're good on this. Okay. Area is a different game, but it's not that hard because you've been doing this for years. So with area, why are we going to do area? What real world thing could we do, Connor?
Like if I need to know like how much like square feet are in like this room.
Okay, so calculating square feet per room. What do I buy by the square foot? Isaac? I can look at the ceilings. There's tiles on the ceilings. I can count the squares. These aren't 1-inch square tiles. They're probably 18, but I could calculate how much area is on the ceiling by them. Yep. What else would I use it for?
You could calculate how many square foot are in a house to calculate the cost.
Yes, very good. So square feet of houses is very important. If you are a real estate agent, if you are buying a house, selling a house, if you are an architect or a builder or an interior designer, square footage and cost per square foot is how you make or lose money. It's very important. Anything else? You think of something?
How to figure out how many square units are in a regular house.
Okay, yeah.
The square feet of your backyard.
Backyard, why would I want to do that for my backyard? Because I'm thinking about a section of my backyard right now. What would I use? Just for fun, I'm going to calculate the square feet. What real thing could I do?
Put in a pool.
You could put in a pool, so you can plan where the pool is. What else could I do? Quinn?
A garden.
A garden, yeah.
A water slide.
A water slide, yes.
Like if you need to
Thinking about something my yard needs right now. Yeah. Fence would be perimeter. Yep.
Maybe lawn mowing.
No, that just takes me a while. Yep.
Turf.
Grass. Yes. Turf. So, guys, with yards, if you are buying grass, they're going to sell them in squares or rectangles. You need to be able to figure out how much you need, or you will buy too little or not enough. If you're planning a pool, you need to figure out how much of the yard you're going to put that pool in. If you're doing a garden and you're buying special soil for your garden, you need to figure out the area of the garden, and then you can calculate how much you need to buy. I'm going to go on real quick. We'll talk more about this again. So these are all different ways, and I showed this to my small group this morning because a lot of people are like, why is it square inches or square feet? So because of the size of my paper, I'm not going to do a square foot on here, but you need to know what a square inch is and why it's important. If I calculate square inches, I'm seeing how many of these square boxes will fit inside a shape or a room or whatever it is. This is 1 square inch. So my superhero for area is Area Man, and he flies over every square inch. Give him an A and some arms. He flies over every square inch and counts the inside. Can he run around and count the outside like our other friend? No, this is like a big glass, plexiglass wall. Have you ever seen a bird hit a window? Yeah. He doesn't want to do that. So, Area Man has a multiplication superpower that makes his job really easy to do. And he does length times width, and he's done. Area is pretty easy because you're just doing this times this. If you are looking at a rectangle that's 4 inches by 9 inches, I'm doing 4 times 9, which is 36, and my answer is 36 inches square. See how I use the exponent 2? This signifies that it's square inches. So if this box was true to size, I could put 36 of these squares in this box if I made it real life, everything to scale. Do you understand? I could put 36 square inches inside that rectangle. So area, you're always going to be doing length times width. Some of you guys are going to get confused on the squares. If this is 5 inches and this is 5 inches, what would I do to calculate the area of a square?
You just do 5 times 5.
You just do 5 times 5, and your area is 25 inches square. Now, this is all review stuff. A lot of your problems are going to have missing links, and they'll tell you the area is 60 inches square, and they'll tell you this side's 12 inches, and they want you to figure out this side. Well, because I know area is length times width, I can set up my equation. Area is 60. It would be 12 times my width. We've solved for variables. What do I do when I'm trying to solve for W to figure out the solution?
Divide 60 and 12.
Good. Remember, if you're multiplying on this side, you're dividing on the other side. You're really dividing on both sides. And 60 divided by 12 is 5 inches is my missing width. Do you understand? So sometimes they're going to give you the area and you have to find the missing side. And sometimes you're going to need to just calculate the area.